The NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series Season number 4 race from the Rock. This is Rockingham, North Carolina, and we are here for the first time ever in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League at Rockingham Speedway. The brand new track on the schedule. Of course, plays host to race number 8 of the Xfinity Series season. We also have the Cup Series All-Star race tomorrow night, but only points-paying race for FedEx this week is the Xfinity Series from Rockingham, North Carolina. And cars are on the racetrack. Will be live for practice in just a few moments. Of course, this is the 8th race of the season, and this is Rockingham Speedway. The real Xfinity Series returns here in real life in 2025 this season. And now the NASCAR Racing FedEx Xfinity Series will be here at Rockingham. All right, cars pulling on to the racetrack from the Rock. And it is back, Rockingham, North Carolina. We welcome you in to Rockingham. Cars on the racetrack for this warm-up session. Of course, the iCar race was last night here at Rockingham Speedway. We got Xfinity tonight, the Cup Series Season number 4 All-Star race tomorrow. It's a packed week of action from Rockingham, North Carolina. As there is that 31, Rockingham Suarez. He's had a pretty good year. As he rolls down this front straightaway, there's that 27. That is Rojan Koch. The 89. Heading down into 1 and 2. That is supposed to be 88, but that is Landon Johnson. I'm sorry, that's actually supposed to be the 89. Cameron Chandler is going to actually be in the 88 tonight, filling in for Brody Webster. Johnson makes his way through turns 3 and 4. There is that 31, Rockingham Suarez. Here comes CJ Erdman, as iRacing is really lagging for some reason. All right. So Erdman's going to make that car come down pit road. All right. Here's another one on pit road. That is Cole Wilson. New paint scheme for him this week of the 22. That's Castrol colors from the looks of it. There's that number 12. That is Max Diffie. There's the 9 Halloran. Max Diffie racing for Questionable Motorsports as he heads down the back straightaway. So, of course, this is Rockingham, just under a mile in length. Diffie makes his way through 3 and 4. And back down the front straightaway. But of course, it's a very, very high-speed racetrack, kind of similar to maybe Dover in Johnson, as iRacing completely breaks itself, as always. Okay, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, should be a good race tonight in the Xfinity Series here. Currently, I have no idea what's going on because Ethan is having some issues, but yeah, Bryce Benton won the iCar race last night. Should be racing in this race tonight as well as the All-Star race tomorrow in Cup, so it should be good.
Alright, so I think we're back live here in Rockingham. Okay, we're not. I'm trying to be back live here in Rockingham. My internet is horrible. For some reason tonight. There's the 29. That is Richard Cherry making his way through 1 and 2. He, of course, won at Michigan last week, who is the second Xfinity win of season number 4, as he makes his way down into 3 and 4. Here is the 12 of Diffie down the front straightaway. There's that 94 of CJ Erdman. Remember, back to last week from, I should say, Michigan, CJ Erdman, what a run he had late in the race there. Was on fresh tires, nearly got the win, but was oh so close a week ago. What can the driver of the 94 do tonight? These cars definitely look like they're sliding around here from Rockingham. Two more pulling onto the racetrack. Here is Aiden Donahue in the 82, making his first Xfinity start of the year. Of course, former Xfinity Series champion, former Cup Series full-time driver as well. He won the Southern 500 this year. He's been kind of part-time throughout all the NASCAR, iRacing, FedEx leagues, and he's making his first Xfinity start of season number 4 tonight in Rockingham. Oh, we got a car spinning the 12 of Diffie through the grass. He will actually save it. Here's the 9 of Bryce Benson. We remember back to last night, he won the iCar Series race here from Rockingham Speedway. Went to victory lane there. As he heads down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Behind that 94 of CJ Erdman. Of course, they're going to be searching around here at Rockingham Speedway and all these different lines. They're going to head side by side. Benson using inside of Johnson and Erdman to put them by. And Benson currently top of the board. Having a great start to his weekend. Winning iCar last night, being fastest so far in practice tonight in the Xfinity Series. Oh, and there's Johnson on the wall. Of course, iCar had 2 lead lap cars towards the end. And it really had, this is honestly very unfortunate for Bryce Benson. I think still the only win where he's had maybe 5 or more cars on the lead lap, or even running at the end of the race, was the IndyCar Series win at Daytona this season. We'll see if he can turn that around sometime soon. Because, of course, all Cup and Xfinity Series races, they always have more than that running at on the lead lap towards the end of the race. Well over that. Here's the 4 of Christian Herklotz. He's had kind of an okay season for his rookie campaign for Team Chevy Motor Club. The driver of the 4, now 7 races officially in after Michigan.
Currently, your way down.
Christian Herklotz currently 622nd in points, minus 29 to the cut line, so just about a full race length from the playoffs. As stream is having audio issues, of course it is. Alright, we should be back live here in Rockingham Speedway again. Apologize for all these issues tonight. Like, everything was fine last night. And now we're just completely breaking ourselves. The stream looks horrible, so hopefully everything, we can get everything ironed out. That is Rojan Koch. Full-time Xfinity Series driver there this season. He was the playoffs last year. He's got Cole Wilson 2's inside. Koch currently 15th of the drivers that have ran the playoffs. Right now, Rojan Koch currently sits 20th on the board. Minus 28 to the cut line. Here's the 33 of Jacob Calero. He's actually going to be attempting the All-Star race for his first ever Cup appearance. His full-time Cup Series, or not full-time, points-paying Cup Series debut, I should say, will be next week at the Charlotte 600. So he's starting to move up through the ranks. We'll see him next week from Charlotte. Alright, so we are back live again from Rockingham Speedway. Sorry about all these annoying connection issues. It's been non-stop so far tonight, even though he had nothing in iCar last night. But so there is the 88. That is Cameron Chandler, of course, from Chandler Wilson Racing. Not usually driving this 88 car. Of course, he's full-time in the Cup Series, but just filling in for Brody Webster. Brody Webster's McDonald's colors on the machine this week. Suarez. So we'll take a look in the vote. As we're just going to completely lag out again, and here we go. Once again from Rockingham. All right, back here live, hopefully for the last time. I swear to God. No matter what we do, our internet is always going to just not work. God, I finally hope we're back. This has just been horrible so far this session. Yeah, I'm not even gonna explain anything at this point. You know what's going on. Alright, cars back on the racetrack here from Rockingham. Cars wrecking to the back straightaway. Like I was saying before I got rudely cut off again, let's look at your top 10. Aiden Donahue has gone to the top of the board now. Bryce Benson, Cameron Chandler, Braden Hunsaker, and at your top 4. They're all separated by less than a tenth of a second, so it is very, very quick at the top of the board. Then you got Cherry, your winner last week, Wilson Beard in the top 7. Joseph Lewis. Wow, okay. Joseph Lewis up there, Jacob Carino, Ronan Suarez rounding out your top 10. Here's Landon Johnson up to the outside lane. He's going to try to make his way into the All-Star race tomorrow night in the Cup Series, where he's full-time in. He'll have to race his way through the Open race. Top 3 advance there.
No, I'm getting voted in. Totally.
We'll see. There's some heavy hitters that have to advance through the actual race, but you never know.
You're never going to be able to compete with Andrew Stacy's a million fans.
I mean, just a little bit of a sneak peek. Andrew Stacy, kind of a surprise in the voting for him.
Made 500 Google accounts.
That's a little bit illegal, but
I'm going to do it.
Don't worry, the Ethan McMillan fan club is coming in clutch. We're voting him in. Let's go.
I've raced twice a year.
That's all right.
All right. A couple of Season 1 Cup Series veterans in the booth here. We have a car that's Wyatt Youngblood on the back. Oh my God, he's going to absolutely destroy it at Donahue. Oh, Oh, and there's Landon pulling.
Oh
God.
my God!
Man.
What a horrible crash.
Your foot in it.
All right, we got to switch networks again. God help me.
Today is not your day.
Yep, we're currently on that McDonald's Wi-Fi, so we gotta change over.
Yep, we need some hardwire stuff in here pretty soon.
I had to reset mine today too.
Oh my God, it was completely fine yesterday, and then we're just this today. There's Cole Wilson making his way through 1 and 2. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, catched all colors on that 22 this weekend. Cole Wilson currently 6th on the board. Here is Richard Cherry making his way down the front straightaway. Of course, this is Rockingham Speedway, just under a mile. I was actually here in real life this year. We got a car wrecking that's hard in the wall on the backstretch. But like I was saying, I was actually at Rockingham Speedway for the Xfinity Series race in real life this season. There's Jacob Colorino on the back, down the back straightaway in that 33 car.
Oh my gosh, we got one upside down. Oh.
Alright, internet's broken again. Lord. Alright, we're back here for the 55th time. Hopefully God has blessed us with a nice broadcast for the rest of the night. Please. Please. I'm praying. This is getting old. As here's corner down 33 heading turns 3. And he's up by the wall. And, get a good run off the corner down the front straightaway. There is Cole Wilson once again down the front stretch, back into 1 and 2. 43 of Hogan. 77 Brandon Piper. There's Maddox Beard. Down the back stretch, back into turns 3 and 4. Here from the Rock. Should be a very interesting race here tonight. Of course, Rockingham Speedway, a new track on the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series schedule this season. All right. We'll actually be right. All right, hopefully we're finally back live. My God, it's been horrible trying to get this thing working. It's probably the worst issues I've ever had my whole stream. I really don't understand what's going on tonight. Hopefully it's finally working. That'll be nice. All right, we are. I'm gonna go back live. Got it. All right. Back live here in Rockingham again. Really apologize for all these issues we've had tonight. Can't really control it. Right now I can. Alright, from what I'm hearing, the audio issues are actually fixed. Thank God. So we are back live here in Rockingham, right in time for qualifying as Cameron Chandler went to the top of the board. And Dana Donahue is back to second. Benton will end up third. And that will do it here in qualifying or practice for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series from Rockingham Speedway. It's ready. We're ready to go qualifying here from the Rock. Here we go. All right. Check our flag in the air. Here we go. Time to see who's going to be sitting on pole. All right, Cole Clausen. 25 cars going to be going for a pole position. Who do we got?
I think,
Hey,
you know
Donnie.
what? I got Landon Johnson winning the pole. How about that?
Well, you're already incorrect. I'm too slow to qualify. I don't even qualify.
My mic audio isn't behind, right?
It's glitching a little bit on my end.
God help us all. All right, cars are on the racetrack here for qualifying. Here we go. Ronan Suarez heading down the front straightaway to the line. And he is first driver over the board. Here's Zane Rahman rolling down the back straightaway up the speed. There's that 9 DeFilate. Chandler is second. Lewis is second. Great lap time by Ronan Suarez, lap 1. Is this a lap 2 track? We'll have to see. Ooh, Joseph Lewis, big tight moment down the back straightaway. Jacob Carino on his first lap, almost to the wall, and he bumps his way out of turn number 4. Hogan cuts down the apron, and
Hammer to the top of the board.
Chandler fastest, Hogan now 8th. Chandler currently on provisional pole by about a 10th, but we still have a ton of heavy hitters to go. Most of your top 5 that were in the practice session. Rahman, there is the 29er Richard Cherry pulling on track. There's DeFilate down the back straightaway in the 3 and 4. And off turn 4 he goes from this historic Rockingham Speedway. Oh, completely sideways down the front straightaway. He'll save it. There's Pfeiffer. There is the 3 of Andrew Halloran. That name sounds familiar, then you're not imagining anything. He was, of course, in the Xfinity Series part-time last season. Only did the first few races. He actually won in Daytona, the season opener. We haven't seen him since last August in season 3. So it's been definitely almost an entire year, and happy to see him back. He's part-time for Chandler Wilson Racing this season. He's on the track. Here comes Wyatt Youngblood as well down the front straightaway to the line. Youngblood is P10. Here's Cole Wilson. There is Landon Johnson. He's done. Here's Richard Cherry to the line on his qualifying lap. Top of the board. What a lap by that driver of the 29. He is fastest so far in qualifying. But here comes Benton, your iCar winner last night. Off turn 4, he goes and back down the front straightaway. Benton starting his first lap. Up to the outside and now down the back straightaway he goes. Oh, he gets a bit loose. How much time did that cost him? Richard Cherry on pole position. He's going for 2 poles in a row after winning the race and the pole in Michigan last week. He's on an absolute roll, your points leader. Here comes Bryce Benton to the line on his qualifying lap. What is it gonna be? It'll be 3rd, and he will back it in. Oh, Maddox Beard spinning. So I believe this is more of a 1-lap qualifying effort. How about Andrew Halloran to 3rd on the board? Cole Wilson 5th. It's running down the time to about 45 seconds remaining in here from Rockingham qualifying. So, from the looks of it, if nothing else changes here, we are going to see Richard Cherry on a pole position. And I think that's what's going to happen. It'll be the driver of the 29 on pole from the Rock. He wins his 2nd Xfinity Series pole of the season, going for 2 wins in a row as well. Richard Cherry on pole position. That'll do it here in qualifying. We are just about ready to go racing from Rockingham, North Carolina for the first time in the Xfinity Series history. We welcome you live to Rockingham for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series 8th race of season number 4. This is Rockingham Speedway. Fans are packing this place in. They are ready for the return, or actually the first ever laps around Rockingham for the Xfinity Series. 120 laps, 112 miles. Halfway break going to be at the end of lap number 60. We're of course going to have Choose Cone as well being involved, like always.
Looks like Payson Lindsay has connected.
I think he's just spectating.
Okay, I was about to say.
He's under suspension right now for everything. And you should have seen what he caused last night in iCar. He probably should be suspended there, too. All right. Here we go from Rockingham. Who's going to have a good night tonight? The playoff battle, very, very close as well at that point on the board. Currently, you can see George Carey-Freeds, who is not in this race, 1 point above TJ Moon. Then you got Joseph Lewis, -6. I think Joseph Lewis, starting 7th tonight, can capitalize on a really good points day. We'll see what he can do, the driver of the 28. Here we go from Rockingham Speedway. These Xfinity Series drivers just about ready to go racing from the Rock.
So before we roll off, we can make it past halfway on fuel. And we're at the managed tires. We only have 2 extra sets.
That's, of course, going to be a thing to watch all night long. Justin Rott currently not on the track right now. So we're going to have to take a look at what's going on there. All right, here we go from Rockingham Speedway. Playoff battle is tight, like we said. It's going to be a thing to watch all day long. Richard Cherry will lead them down to pit road to check pit road speed. Justin Rott still yet to be on the racetrack. I believe he may have some connection issues. Not really sure what's going on there. We'll have to connect in real quick if he wants to have any chance at actually starting this race, as they'll check pit road speed at the new Rockingham Speedway for the Xfinity Series drivers. They have, of course, never raced here in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series. So it's a new pit road to figure out. All right. Of course, this is just setting up for a big week next week from Charlotte. We have trucks on Monday, iCars or ARCA on Tuesday, the Xfinity Series race on Wednesday, and of course then the Charlotte 600 on Thursday, and possibly even lobbies Friday night. So absolutely packed week of action next week from Charlotte Motor Speedway. But of course we got Rockingham to deal with tonight. 120 laps, ready to go racing from the Rock. One of the most historic tracks in NASCAR, one of the most fun tracks in NASCAR as well. And it will play host to race number 8 of the Xfinity Series season. The first time the Xfinity Series drivers have been on track here from Rockingham. 2 races in a row in North Carolina starts now. Pace car gonna make that hard left turn to the pits. Cherry, Chandler, front row. We are green in the Xfinity Series from Rockingham.
Oh,
the wrecking Ron Suarez goes around. One car incident will keep it green, I think. No caution. And actually, caution is out on lap 1. A little late to the button for whatever reason. But it's Ron and Suarez going around on the opening lap. Let's take a look at what happens to bring up the first caution flag of the night. I saw a bit of a stack up happening, so watch that outside lane. Third in line, Ron and Suarez. Maddox Beard on his bumper. Oh yeah, he pushes Halloran, and they would all just stack up, and then he gets turned, I think, by just Lewis, or maybe he came across the bumper of the Lewis machine. We'll take another angle at it, riding along here at the 28 of Lewis. But a first caution flag is out on lap number 1, just like that. Riding along with the 28. Yeah, Halloran got loose, and then, oh yeah, he got pushed down into the bumper of Lewis as they all spin behind him. Polino in the 33, a bit of contact. Man, what a chaotic start to Rockingham. First caution of the night, lap 1. They didn't even get to turn number 1, so they wreck on the front straightaway. And yeah, update on Justin Rott. He is still not in the race, so it's a did not start currently for him. He was in the session, unfortunately has some issues all of a sudden, and currently not in the race. He can join late, I think, because he's in the session right now. It's not technically closed for him, but he's not going to be in contention for this win tonight. He's had kind of an unfortunate season ever since his Fontana win. Multiple DNFs. He even was an upside down in Chicagoland. And yeah, Cameron Chandler rolling his way through turns 3 and 4. Under the first caution flag of the night in Rockingham. Cameron Chandler actually took the lead away from Richard Cherry there in that initial restart. We should be coming to the choose this time by. You only get 2 sets of tires, so obviously nobody's going to pit. Here they go. Time to choose. Choose cone being implemented this season. Chandler's going to choose the outside lane. We saw that 3 other cars choose the top lane. We saw the outside lane on the restarts be very effective last night in the iCar race. So some drivers possibly learned that. They were in the iCar race last night, learned what they can have there on the outside lane for the restarts. All right. Here we go, side by side, rolling down this back straightaway, about to come back to green. Let's try this again, shall we? All right. Chandler, of course, going to be restarting on the top. We'll have Chariot 2 is inside. Pace car going to be making that hard left turn to pit road yet again. And here we go, ready for the restart. First restart of the night, lap 5 in Rockingham. Oh, another stack up in the outside lane. They nearly wrecked Maddox Beard and Brandon Piper. Oh my goodness, it's been chaotic on the restarts as they head back into 1 and 2. There is your leader, Chandler, clears side by side behind him for second, Benton and Cherry as they work their way first time up to speed through 3 and 4. Cherry on that inside lane. Benson around the top, gonna get around him, possibly gonna clear him. Your pole sitter back to third. So they will complete the first lap on speed. Side by side down the front straightaway. Hogan to the inside of the 77 of Brandon Piper. Maddox Beard, he's in the wall. So is that 77 of Piper. You got Wyatt Youngblood on the bottom as well. Side by side down the back straightaway. Fourth position, that is currently for ninth. Hogan to the inside of Maddox Beard.
We finally made it all out.
Yes, they did. As they come to lap 7, Hogan is clear on that 8 machine. There is Brandon Piper to the outside lane, and Wyatt Youngman now diving in his way to the inside. Almost makes contact with Maddox Beard. That 8 car is loose. They're 3 wide. Here comes Max Stiffy to the bottom of the racetrack, and that's 12. Oh, and they're wrecking down the back straightaway. Beard goes around deep. A latte spins. Aiden Donahue nearly gets a piece of it, and the caution will come out for the second time in Rockingham again. My goodness, this race has been off to an insanely chaotic start. Let's take a look at what happens to bring out the caution flag yet again from the Rock. So there were 3 wide, and then Maddox Beard hits the wall and then wrecks himself, collects the 9, and Defilate Herclat's got a bit of a piece of it. There is Beard and Defilate. Oh, contact at the end. Defilate hit the wall. Let's ride along with that 8 car of Maddox Beard. My God, another caution flag early here at the Rock. Oh yeah, just gets loose that first time. Then he loses 2 spots and then drives himself into the wall and then loses off corner exit, hooks that 9 and gets hit from behind, and then he's gonna have nowhere to go. Oh, hard hit for that 9 car yet again. Maddox Beard, just big issue there. Not what he wanted to do whatsoever. And yeah, they just, I don't know, he just got really loose through of course 1 and 2, and then you see Brandon Piper near, maybe there's a bit of net code there, possibly, with the 65 of Youngblood, and that was a net code, of course, just put himself into the wall. Herclat's got slight damage as well from that 8 car, and then, yeah. This is not going to help Maddox Beard's playoff hopes whatsoever. Not what he wanted to see. All right.
If the wall was a little bit shorter, maybe the 9 would have missed it, but he just barely got it at the end, so tough luck for him.
Yeah, he's currently on pit road. He has damage, but probably not going to be anything race-ending. But already 2 caution flags in the first, now coming at lap number 10. This race has been caution full so far. And Cameron Chandler is your current leader. Come to the choose. Top 3 all choose the outside lane. And then you're going to have like 4, 5. How many cars are going to choose the bottom like that? My God, and then that'll move Max Stiffy up to the outside. I mean, this is just how much the choose cone can change the whole running order. It's such an interesting implementation in both all the NASCAR iRacing FedEx series this season.
Everybody went to the inside for some reason. I went from 17th to 12th or so, I think.
Yeah, it's just, you can gain a ton of position like Landon did. Gains 5 spots from just that choose code. Something that wouldn't have been possible last season.
Probably going to regret it. Probably get shoved in the wall.
We'll see. This race has been chaotic, especially back in the pack. Outside the top 10, it has been just a war zone back there. Leaders have been kind of calm. You'll have Cole Wilson now restarting on the front row. It's going to be 2 Chandler Wilson Racing cars. The 2 owners of Chandler Wilson Racing on the front row now. Pace car once again to pit road. He has led the most laps so far tonight. And we come back to green in Rockingham. Another bit of a messy restart back there. Benson didn't get going too well. You've got Chandler, who's already gotten cleared by that number 88 of Chandler. As they head down the back straightaway, about top 8 and 9 already single file. 4 drivers looking for positions behind them. Max Stiffy up the track. Here's that 31 Aranin Suarez, the bottom side by side. Andrew Halloran, who started really well inside of the top 5 with Richard Cherry. They head back into 1 and 2. Halloran up the racetrack. Here's the 9 of Benton as well. You got Aranin Suarez clearing Max Stiffy. Jacob Clarino to the inside. There's CJ Urban in that 94 machine, battling for a position that is currently for P9. Greg Cole's running inside of the top 11 right now. Good run for him so far. Side by side, once again down the front straightaway. Your pole sitter Cheery will let Halloran go. Looks like from the outside lane. How about Joseph Lewis inside of the top 6? Having a great day. Entered this race below the playoff cut line. Needed a good run tonight. Door to door once again. Down this front straightaway. That's Cameron Chandler already about a second clear of his teammate. Cole Wilson, he got a car on the wall. That is Brandon Piper. This is a mess back here. Aiden Donahue was involved in this as well after starting in the back. He's the bumper of Johnson pushes down the back straightaway. That is battle for 13th place. And I'll move to the outside lane. We know that 82 is going to be fast.
Oh, won't see him the rest of the race.
Come to lap 15. Once again in Rockingham. Michael Gregory in the wall slightly in that time machine. He's got a big run to the top lane. Oh, he's in the wall hard. That was a pretty good shot into the fence. That is going to be probably some big damage to that 5 machine. See Brandon Piper. Brandon Piper gets passed by Aiden Donahue.
This track's kind of like Dover. The walls come up really fast coming out of the wall.
Yeah, if I had to put a track similar to this, it would definitely be Dover. Look at the lead. Cameron Chandler already has about 1.5 seconds. Then we got this whole group of cars from about maybe 2nd to 7th, all running in line.
Had a big movement down the next stretch.
Yeah, obviously it's a big chaotic race back here. There's Brandon Piper back to.
Oh, crash. Turn 3.
Got a car spun around. That's Bryce Benton. Caution is out. I don't know if that needed to be a yellow. Definitely didn't need to be a caution. What happens?
Looked like he just got in the wall maybe, or got spun.
Halloran to the inside. Oh, Halloran turns the Benton blocked. Halloran gets him turned around into the wall pretty decently. Goes Bryce Benton. Let's ride along with Andrew Halloran to see what really went on there. I mean, it was a case of Benton blocking and then Halloran just trying to get to the inside of him. And they all just came together.
Sounds like Halloran said that he didn't mean to wreck him. He just meant to rattle his cage.
Oh, yeah, just... There goes the 9 around, bringing out now the 3rd caution of the night. Already 3 cautions, 19 laps in. This race has been absolutely caution-filled. We got some cars coming to pit road, maybe about 4 or 5 of them in the back. I don't know if you want to really put your sets of tires on just yet. You only get 2.
If I had more, I would do it, but it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Especially for late race caution.
I mean,
there's
tires
probably going to be one.
Tires definitely wear out pretty quick here, but it's definitely not worth it to take them early in the race like this. But Bryce Benton is going to have to repair his damage. Into the wall he goes. Your iCar winner last night. He has got back-end damage on that 9 car. We'll see if he's able to continue. There's DeFilate in the 9. There's that 77 of Brandon Pfeiffer. He was loose there at the end. The 5 of Michael Gregory had damage. There's Maddox Beard getting the free pass. He's back on the lead lap. And Cameron Chandler has led the most laps so far tonight in Rockingham. There is 3 cars still on pit road as a couple of them will roll off. There's the 9 of DeFilate, 77 Pfeiffer. From the shooters.
Come on.
Michael Gregory actually going to be put a lap down, so will Bryce Benton. 9. There's Gregory and Benton now being put 1 lap down. 4 damage repair. All right, here we go yet again in Rockingham. Let's try to get this one back underway yet again.
This feels like the end of the real life Rockingham race.
I mean, yeah, I was there in person. We had an absolutely massive crash right in front of us with Ryan Sieg and a couple others. That brought out caution flag lead. All
On
right.
this hot surface, there's definitely going to be a lot of wheel spin on these restarts when it gets later and later on this run.
We've already seen it tonight as they come back to the green flag run, and Suarez again. You'd see these cars sideways on the restart. I was going back on purpose to just take a look at how loose they got and how many sideways they got up through the gears. Clarino to the inside of Landon Johnson as they head down the back straightaway. But Wilson to the bumper of Chandler. There's Aiden Donahue driving his way already inside of the top 10 to the inside of Max Steffi he goes. Of course, your former Xfinity Series champion. He should be up there battling for the race win later tonight. Oh, CJ Erdman just door slammed Max Steffi. And then you got Greg Hulls now with a run down this back straightaway. Running Suarez to the inside of Joseph Lewis. Slide job on that number 28, and that allows the 82 of Donahue to get around him. Up P6 goes Donahue inside of the top 5 now, Ron and Suarez. Greg Golds working his way to the inside. There's Christian Bergwatz up to the outside. Wyatt Youngblood to the middle. Ooh, Youngblood in the wall pretty decently. Rojan Koch back there as well. There's the 33 Florino. Up the racetrack he goes once again to the outside of Greg Holmes. Ooh, Holmes slides his way up the racetrack to the inside of Landon Johnson. Look at this battle. This is currently, as Greg Holmes is there, as Youngblood as well on the wall. Currently a battle for 11th place. Johnson back to the outside lane. Battling with that 96 machine. There's Dick Blair in that 33 as well. Looking back up front, there's the 3 of Halloran, currently running 3rd. Cole Wilson has not let Cameron Chandler run away. He is still about 2/10 back. And Donahue has broken his way inside of the top 5 as well, as they come to lap 26 from Rockingham. Look at this mess absolutely going on back here. Landon Johnson still trying to hold on. He's to the outside of that 33 Clarino, dropping his way inside of the top 10 for the 89 machine. Oh, he's in the wall, pretty decent, and he's wrecking down the back straightaway. Into the wall goes Johnson, collects Greg Holes, and oh, they're wrecking again. Max Beard.
Oh my.
That'll be a caution.
Yeah,
Wow.
this wall popped.
And 4th caution of the night already in Rockingham. This has been nothing but a caution fest tonight.
What a crazy race.
Oh yeah, it's just the wall, and then it's again something similar to what we saw with Maddox Beard. And takes that Greg Holes. How does Maddox Beard slides his way in there at the end? My God, it's got to be one of the most chaotic races we have seen in a long time. Let's run along with Maddox Beard. I don't really understand how you got caught up in that one. That was
Bro was like, I want a piece of that.
Yeah, he did.
So he's not on the brakes, clearly. And then they kind of check up. Oh, okay. All right, we got some cars pitting. The leader's obviously going to stay out still. But Greg Hull's on pit road, so is Michael Gregory to probably repair some damage again. Lee Bryce Spencer has retired from this race.
13 minutes? All I did was wall pop 3 times. Oh, good thing there's a stage and probably 10 more cautions.
Yeah, this race, my God. Only 28 laps in, 4 caution flags.
You don't need to be the fastest at this track. So this should affect me to the...
I honestly, at this point, I don't understand why drivers are racing this aggressively. If this is what's going to continue to happen. Coles takes the front row, Halloran go low as they come to the choose. Because my God, this race has been nothing but chaos all night long. See drivers rolling off the pits. Michael Gregory, I don't think he'll get the free pass here because he pitted. And they're already on 1 to go, so he can't unlap himself.
I think it'd be a good time to talk about the devastating hauler crash that we had on US Highway 1 about a day ago. So Braden Hunsaker and Matthew White's hauler both crashed as Cole Clausen's hauler plowed into the mess, and Cole Clausen's hauler barrel rolled 15 times. So both, all Matthew White, Braden Hunsaker, Cole Clausen will not be racing tomorrow night in the All-Star race. So just a devastating crash, but they will all be back next week in Charlotte.
Yeah, of course, some big hitters, some 2 series champions. Hunsaker with 2 wins this year. All were going to be in the All-Star races. We will come back to green this time by yet again 2 lap 30. Great restart from the outside by Chandler. Wilson now going to be side by side with Richard Cherry in that 29. They're 3 wide. Aiden Donahue to the inside of Halloran and Ronan Suarez as they head into 1 and 2. Oh, big loose moment out of that 3 machine. He'll get cleared by Donahue. Up into P5 he goes. Side by side, there's Christian Herglass to the outside of Jacob Clarino. That is a battle for, I think, 10th place. Oh, that's 77 of Piper nearly to the door of that 65 of White Youngblood. He'll be clear of, oh, Herglass is crashing down the back straightaway.
Goodness.
Honestly, at this point,
Oh my God.
What a hit.
we're just going to keep it green because we need to, oh, we're not, okay. My God, this has been nothing but chaos. We may resort to single file restarts. Honestly, I don't think I've had to say that in a long time, but it may have to happen.
We've had single file restarts since like season 1 or season 2.
Yeah, I mean, this has just been
Unless you count
chaos.
Friday Night Lobbies when we had single file restarts with the Gen 4 race.
I mean, again, another car getting loose off turn 2 into the wall. That's the same spot. We've seen 2 other accidents happen, and then Herglass just spins himself out down the back straightaway. All other cars nearly get caught up in that. My God.
We need to make a new rule that if you hit the wall on the exit of 2, you're automatically disqualified.
Well, I would have been disqualified like 10 laps ago, so.
We're going to give
Not
it
my
one more
fault.
shot. There's another caution in the first 10 laps. We're going to single file restarts.
No, you just kind of put her on the outside and just send it, bud.
Because 5 caution flags so far tonight, that's insane. I think that's probably, that's close to the most we've had all season. Like, a total, I mean, in the Xfinity series, I mean, like, total amount of cautions in a race, which is unbelievable. Only 33 laps in. We still got a whole stage coming. I mean, this thing is far from over.
Looks like the track temp is a whopping 1,252 degrees, so no wonder why these guys are slipping and sliding around.
Yeah, I honestly literally said it so it'd be cool track temps for this race. So I don't know what more I could have done. We'll come to 1 to go. This will be it. Maybe the final choose of the night if things don't work out here. All right, here we go again in Rockingham. We've seen multiple crashes happen from hitting the wall in turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. We'll see if that continues. And this is going to be a big shakeup in the points. Now you can see Maddox Beard, I think he may be out of the race. He entered this race above the playoff cut line. Then he got drivers like Joseph Lewis running well inside of the top 10 that were below the playoff cut line. And all things could happen still in this race tonight from Rockingham. Here we go. Let's try it again. Lap 35 from Rockingham, North Carolina. We're back underway again. A lot of cars tailing to the longest line, as you can see. They will head back into turns 1 and 2. Side by side, Haller to the inside of the 4 of CJ Erdman. He'll be up the racetrack. There's Max Stiffy ahead of him. Got to be careful off turn 2, obviously. I think drivers are starting to learn that, I would hope. Cole Wilson may be making his way to the inside for the lead on Cameron Chandler. They will battle down the front stretch. Back down into 1 and 2. Chandler goes up the racetrack, trying to diamond the corner. Gets maybe a decent run off the corner exit. Gets a bit loose, and he may have Cole Wilson to his inside. Ooh, he'll just chop down on his nose to clear him. This battle back here, side by side. It has been like this all night long. Bryce Benson's back on the track. He is 13 laps down. Oh, he almost turns his teammate, Cole Wilson, to the bumper of Cameron Chandler. Actually, Chandler has a bit of quarter panel damage from that. Might want to watch out about that tonight as the day continues to go on.
How about Donahue on the back bumper of Richard Chipotle here, trying to make a move on him. He's slowly been working his way up towards the front.
Yes.
Obviously something happens. There is Rojan Koch ahead of Nicolate, and Landon Johnson is just a whole mess back here. Yeah, speaking as there's the Aiden Maddox Spear back on the racetrack, but he's multiple laps down. Speaking about Aiden Donahue, he started outside of the top 15, but he's already inside of the top 5. Here he goes for third place, your pole sitter, Richard Cherry. These top 4 are going to be strong all night long. Still side by side, heading down the back straightaway. He's clear. Look, big hit!
My God.
Hard of the wall. Bryce Benson slams the fence. Jacob Clarino involved. He'll slam that 9 car as well. Terrible crash down the back straightaway. And I don't even know what to say at this point, because that wasn't a case of single file restarts. I don't know what happened there. Or not having single file restarts, I meant. Let's take a look. Benson.
Triple file restarts.
Benson multiple laps down. Now he runs again. Turn 2 exit and takes an absolutely massive hit. My God. Oh, and then Clarino gets into him as well. How are they continuously wrecking down there in this Xfinity Series car? We didn't see that at all in the ARCA car. We ride along.
Yeah,
here
I mean,
with Clarino.
Bryce literally won the iCar race last night, and he just hit the wall off her too, so.
Oh, that thing just went in the air just like that. And then Clarino just didn't brake, so.
Yeah, that probably was a little intentional.
All right, we got cars pitting. Not your
Keep
leaders.
driving
though.
like this, I'll end up with a top 10.
I mean, maybe. This is the 6th caution of the night. Yes, you heard that right. 6 cautions in the first 41 laps. We haven't seen this kind of stuff since, like, the Xfinity Series? Never, I don't think. In the Cup Series, since, like, Season 1. I mean, maybe, like, here and there, like, every once in a while in Xfinity, you get a kind of caution-filled race. But definitely not this season. Or even last season. Or maybe even Season 2.
First season was, if I remember right.
I think the first season for Xfinity only had 1 race. I think that was a little bit caution-filled.
I was talking about like the full season.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Season 2. I think that was, I don't know, that was still pretty clean as they come to the choose again. We have now seen 4 separate incidents from hitting the turn off the exit of turn number 2 wall. And it's gone from drivers that are in the back, running maybe like 20th, and then up to drivers that literally, Bryce Benson just won the iCar race here last night. And he was running inside of the top 5 earlier in the race before he had his issues. It is an issue all around, and I think it might be, you can take a look at it here in the back straightaway. You see how the safer barrier kind of goes in with the concrete wall? I think that might be the issue here. The weird thing is, it's only with this Xfinity car. We didn't see that at all in iCar.
No, I'm sure we'll see it tomorrow.
I mean, the Cup Series car is more of a brick, so I'm not really sure if we'll see it there.
I'll probably find it.
Lap 43, restart again in Rockingham. And we're back underway. Chandler is nearly clear of Wilson. He will be clear. You got a side-by-side battle of Cherry and Donahue. This battle inside of the top 5 has been great all day long. Unfortunately, ooh, gotta avoid the wall. Unfortunately, it's kind of
split.
Oh, they nearly
Oh my
wrecked.
gosh.
And there's Max Steffi hitting the apron. Oh, and the 94 of Erdman, the 3 wide. There's Youngblood to the inside. Erdman's going to lose maybe 3 or 4 spots from that. Somehow kept it straight. They head back into 1 and 2. Oh, there's a big slide job Hogan putting on him. Then there's Youngblood and Biffy making contact. They also just drive it way too deep into turn 1. You can just see them slide up the racetrack and hit the wall. Okay. They come to lap 45 here in Rockingham. Top 3 all nose to tail. There's Cherry. There's currently 5th and 6th. Halloran and Suarez. Look to the inside. Here is Donahue on Cole Wilson. As they work their way down the back straightaway. Cole Wilson still to the back bumper of that 88 of Chandler. He is trying to look to the inside for the race lead. Remember, stage caution, stage win. We're only about 15 laps to go for the stage with all these cautions going on. This is battle for probably the stage win. But now Cole Wilson has Donahue to his inside, just like that. That 82 machine is there, side by side with the 22 of Cole Wilson for 2nd place. Donahue going to run him up the racetrack. Cole Wilson is going to try to get a decent run off corner exit, but Donahue has more forward momentum and he'll clear him off corner exit. Donahue up to 2nd place, and now he'll try to run down your leader, Cameron Chandler. Here is Halloran trying to slide up in front of Ron and Suarez. Suarez saying he's still there and will be side by side with that 3 machine. And here we go for the race lead. Aiden Donahue on Cameron Chandler. He is there. They're door to door down the back straightaway in the 3 and 4. Aiden Donahue, what a drive he has put on so far tonight at the Rock. He is now your new leader. Aiden Donahue takes the lead on lap 49. Just drives around Cameron Chandler like that. My God. That was impressive. Chandler now under attack by Cole Wilson. He is starting to fall off the pace like he did in the iCar race last night long in the run. He'll check up that 22. You also got Richard Cherry involved. Remember, Cameron Chandler does have a bit of quarter panel damage, so how much is that affecting him? Wilson sliding up the racetrack now. He'll be under attack, possibly from Richard Cherry in that 29. They almost door slammed each other down the back straightaway. And Cherry will let him go from the looks of it. Chandler now clear of Cole Wilson and your leader, Aiden Donahue, trying to stretch out that gap. Oh, Chandler on the wall, so is Wilson. They both hit it pretty decently down the front straightaway, and now Cole Wilson's going to be looking to the inside. Top 3 all under a blanket. Ron and Suarez back to 6th place. Halloran currently running in, there's Joseph Blues currently running in 7th. In 8th place, Hogan, Brandon Piper, and CJ Urban. They're side by side for 9th. And then Urban currently has the final spot inside of the top 10. Maddox Beard, they're currently running 7 laps down. But he is battling up there with your lead lap drivers. Here is Richard Cherry to the quarter panel of Cole Wilson. Aiden Donahue now in some lap traffic. That is Greg Holes going a lap down. He has damage on that 96 car, so he is pretty much way off the pace. Cherry closing to the bumper of Wilson. that 96. Greg Cole's going to get out of the way. Into the wall he goes. Ever so slightly. As Cherry trying to run him down. He's back up to the outside lane. Of course, Richard Cherry started on pole position. He currently entered this race as your points leader. He's had a fantastic year so far with 2 wins already. And he's to the inside of Cole Wilson for third. Gonna run him up the racetrack with these two battling for stage points. Late in the going in the stage.
We have like a 10-minute intermission.
What do you mean?
I need like 13 minutes of repairs.
Oh.
So Cole Carson's gonna sing 10 minutes worth of songs while I repair my car.
Oh yeah, I got you.
All right. I can drive a car with 3 minutes on it. Then it's not 13.
Look at this battle.
My wheel.
3 wide around the lap car. Hogan out of the inside around and Suarez. Joseph Lewis involved as well. They're door to door for 6th place. Both these two having a good run inside of the top 10. So is Joseph Lewis. Suarez is now back to 7. Hogan up to P6. Cole Wilson still hanging on to this position. Richard Cherry, though, he's got momentum. Down to the back straightaway into 3 and 4. This is actually the longest green flag run of the night. Unfortunately, it may be cut. It's obviously going to be cut short because of the halfway break. There is Hayden Donahue stretching out to about a 2-second lead. Here is second Chandler. There's third, 22 of Cole Wilson, and 4th place Richard Cherry. 2 to go till the halfway break this time by. Here's Cherry trying to get momentum. He's trying to get to the inside. Here we go for 3rd place. That's 1 more stage point for the driver of the 29. As these two are both battling for that regular season title as Aiden Donahue comes to 1 to go to the stage. Wilson gets a good run off corner exit. They'll be pretty clear on Richard Cherry. Back into 1 and 2 they go. But Aiden Donahue will go to lap Landon Johnson. What a drive through the field. They're side by side. Here we go once again. Donahue's going to come to the green and white checker flag to win the stage. Battle for 3rd, door to door. Here we go, photo finish. It'll be Wilson at the line. Cherry 4th. 5th going to be Halloran. 6th going to be Hogan. 7th place. How about good stage points for Joseph Lewis? WP7. Battle for 8th. The Piper down to the inside. They're 3 wide all around for that final position instead of the top 10. Oh, Suarez in the wall. And there's Erdman in the wall hard as well. I believe they were 8th Suarez, 9th Erdman, 10th Piper.
Even when the caution comes out, they still can't stay out of the wall.
Yeah, I don't really know what they were doing there. They just completely slammed the wall for no reason. It's the halfway break in Rockingham. We're obviously going to see everyone come to pit road to get some much-needed fresh tires. Aiden Donahue drives up through the field to win the stage here at the Rock.
And we're getting some radio communication from Bryce Benton saying that the 3 is the worst driver that I've seen in a while. So Bryce Benton not happy with the 3 of Halloran.
Andrew Halloran, he's had a quiet night inside of the top 5, but unfortunately his only really highlight from tonight is wrecking Bryce Benton. Benton was having a good run inside of the top 5 as well. As leaders will come to pit for the first time tonight under the halfway break in Rockingham. Gonna be 4 fresh Goodyear tires, pack the thing full of Sunoco fuel as much as you need for the stage. It's White Youngblood. I don't know if he's on, no, he's not on the lap, I don't think. Here we go. First gonna be Aiden Donahue. Second's gonna be Cole Wilson. Third, Richard Cherry. Chandler, I think, repairing some damage. He's gonna fall maybe 7-8 spots, just like that. Lots of more drivers probably repairing a bit of damage. Clarino, Youngblood, both gonna unlap themselves here. Zane Rahman back there in the 6 as well. There's your leader, Donahue. They actually come to the choose. Cherry gonna choose the front row. Cole Wilson choose bottom. Roll off the pits. So we'll come to the restart this time for the second half in Rockingham. It was an insane caution-filled first half. I believe, if not mistaken, not including the halfway break, 6 caution flags in that first half alone. God only knows what's going to happen in half number 2. As we are just about ready to come back to the green flag on lap 65.
We're sitting in turn 1.
Driver's trying to catch back up here. Pace car gonna turn that hard left turn back to pit road now. They'll be side by side. Donahue, Cherry on the front row. Second half underway in Rockingham. Donahue, one of the first ones, your leaders at least, to choose the bottom and actually gets away pretty decently for him. And it'll be clear side by side. How about Cole Wilson clearing Richard Cherry for second? Chandler to the outside of Halloran. He lost maybe 6 or 7 spots from repairing some damage. But he's already up to P5. Halloran now side by side under attack by Hogan. Oh, he gets a big tight moment up the racetrack. Diffie's going to be on his bumper now. Halloran loses 2 spots in 1 lap. So they head back into 1 and 2. Halloran that back into the 3 car all of a sudden dancing around yet again. Uncle Gregory door slams Wyatt Youngblood. Gregory currently a lap down. He is in the free pass position now. Here is Cherry to the inside of Cole Wilson. Battle for second place. Your pole sitter of Cherry. And all clear. Cole Wilson for P2. Ronin Suarez now inside of the top 5. What a run he's having for third on Cole Wilson. Then there's Cameron Chandler to the outside lane trying to rebound. All this racing has already allowed Donahue to get almost a second out front. So we'll head back into 1 and 2 and down to the back straightaway yet again. There is Donahue, your current leader. Second now, Cherry. Third, Wilson. Fourth, Chandler. Chandler actually being one of the only ones to try that outside lane. Early in the run, I don't really know if it's the best idea. You may start to wear out your tires a little bit further than some other drivers. Oh, car almost wrecking into the wall goes Hogan. He will save it, but he has damage and he's going to lose 3 or 4 spots by doing that. That could have been a whole lot worse. He'll be side by side with Joseph Lewis down this front straightaway. Battle for 9th, or 8th place, I should say. Oh, Lewis gets tight into the wall he goes. There is Cole Wilson, Richard Cherry, Cameron Chandler. Once again down this front straightaway. Ooh, Chandler pushes Wilson out. As Donahue is not running away from these guys, Cherry actually is starting to close up the gap. Cherry going for 2 wins in a row. Would be his 3rd Xfinity win of the year if he can do it. Of course, Aiden Donahue, the all-time wins leader for the Xfinity Series. Cameron Chandler there in the 88. He is 1 behind him after his win in Darlington this year. He's looking to tie him for the all-time wins, which would be 11. If Aiden Donahue could go to victory lane tonight, it would be his 12th career win. And here is Chandler to the inside of that 22 of Cole Wilson. Wilson gets a good run around the outside lane to re-clear him. Halloran now to the bumper of Ronin Suarez. Of course, he had a terrible restart, lost about 3 spots. he is trying to recover.
Don't slam on your brakes. I'm way faster than you.
Here
Who's
is
this
Halloran.
technique?
Ooh. Halloran to the bumper of Ronan Suarez, pushes him up the racetrack. Heard some, a little bit of a radioactive moment there with Landon Johnson a couple of moments ago. As they head back to
I mean, I
3 and 4.
gotta use that banking to my advantage. I got 13 minutes of damage. I gotta use
Whoa.
banking to turn.
Side by side now, here is Halloran almost making contact with the 31 of Ronan Suarez. He'll door slam him through 1 and 2. And we know drivers aren't happy with that driver of the 3, Andrew Halloran, in his first race back from the Xfinity Series, already not making friends.
He's driving just like Dale Earnhardt, and I'm loving it.
Remember back to his first career win in the Xfinity race in Daytona, the season opener last season. He actually, I think it was Christian Leonard he door slammed for the win there. Leonard ended up winning later in the season at Martinsville. Of course, he's full-time in the Cup Series this year. Oh, Ronan Suarez in the wall hard, and that is unfortunate for Ronan Suarez. He's going to get it rolling again. I think if he can get that rolling again, nobody else is going to be involved. There's no reason for a caution flag. But man, he was having a fantastic run inside of the top 10. That is going to be extremely unfortunate for Ronan Suarez. My goodness. Worst case scenario for him.
There's fluid on the track. We need a caution.
I don't know about that.
And then your entire top 15 is in shambles. They're all in the wall, and Landon Johnson is the only one that survives.
Here's Halloran to the inside of the 22, Cole Wilson for 4th, but man. Oh, it's Halloran now. That is his team owner. Gonna almost slide up in front of him. Wilson's gonna be down to the inside of him. I was talking to Cole Wilson earlier today. He has kind of bad history with Andrew Halloran. Remember back to the Season 2 championship race, he got dumped by the Halloran when Cole Wilson was in the championship 4. Ronan Suarez in the pits. He is going to be extremely disappointed from this result tonight. Not what he wanted to see. Battle up front as they will come to lap 80 this time by. Cherry is really kind of to close up the gap this time by. He loses about 2/10. Chandler back there as well, running the wings. All 3 of these drivers very, very successful Xfinity Series drivers so far. You got your Season 2 Xfinity champion, Aiden Donahue, your current points leader in the Xfinity Series with 2 wins on the year, Richard Cherry, and your Season 3 Xfinity Series champion, Cameron Chandler, all inside of the top 3. Top 5 drivers all have Xfinity Series wins as well. Ronan Suarez smoking in the pits. Cherry has lost a lot of time over these last 2 or so laps to Aiden Donahue. The run continues to go on. These cars will start to slip and slide around even more, and drivers have to be careful with that. Chandler now trying to put some pressure on Richard Cherry for 2nd place as they head down the back straightaway, riding along with Cameron Chandler. See how bumpy it is through 3 and 4. My goodness.
Try to stay out of the way as best as I can. I just need to be at the top of the turn.
You see your leader, Aiden Donahue, now in some lap traffic. There's Landon Johnson, who will put a lap down.
Sounds like I'm getting a report that Cameron Chandler is currently eating a Happy Meal inside the race car right now. So that's a pretty interesting strategy.
Moving the wall slightly, yeah, maybe getting to this. Oh, we got a car getting loose. That's the 33 at Calero down to the inside. He is slow on the bottom of the racetrack. Here's your leader, Donahue, now about 2 seconds clear of Cherry and Chandler. We'll drive around with Landon Johnson here. putting more pressure on Richard Cherry as they head down the back straightaway. Watch Halloran back there, currently running in 4th. He could be in contention up here. He passed Cole Wilson about 10 laps ago. Good run off corner exit here from Chandler. Used the outside lane to his advantage, and he's side by side with Cherry back in 1 and 2, and he's clear up to 2nd place for Cameron Chandler. Cherry will be back to 3rd, and Chandler going to try to run down your leader, Aiden Donahue. Chandler, of course, dominated the early stints in this race, but ever since 82 of Donahue took the race lead, he has been lights out ever since. As Wilson will lap Landon Johnson. Look back here, Michael Gregory currently a lap down. Oh, side by side, Rojan Koch and Wyatt Youngblood. That's the battle for 9th. Then he got Shane Vermont having a good run in 11th. 4th place currently CJ Urban. And there is your leader, Aiden Donahue, off turn 4 yet again. That time by, he pulled away a bit from Cameron Chandler. Chandler now has found the outside lane, trying to use that to his advantage. He's got a lap car, the 77 of Brandon Piper ahead of him, and they will drive around that machine. Piper goes now 2 laps down.
Sounds like it's a perfect time to talk about the FedEx Cup Series All-Star race happening tomorrow night, with the Open starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, with the All-Star race about 10 to 15 minutes after the checkered flag in the Open. So going to be a good old time there down in Rockingham.
Yeah, of course, 100-lap All-Star main event, 45-lap Open race. We see Cole Wilson back to the bumper of Andrew Halloran trying to retake 4th place away. See if 3 drivers advance from the Open race tomorrow night. And then you got a fan vote winner as well. And here we go. Cole Wilson to the inside of Andrew Halloran. Coming to 30 to go this time by on a bit of a longer run here from Rockingham. Battle for 4th place. He's still door-to-door not clear on him just yet. As they head side by side down the front straightaway, Halloran will let his team owner go. He's going to try to send it back in there. You're through to the bumper of the 22. Halloran back to P5, but having a strong run in his Xfinity Series return. Richard Cherry has gotten to the rear bumper of Cameron Chandler yet again. The 88 is beginning to fall off here on the longer run. Look at this lap traffic. Your leader, Donahue, is going to have to deal with almost 3 wide action. We saw your leader, Cameron Chandler, get taken out by a lap car last night in the iCar race, so anything could happen here. The inside of Ravana put him a lap down. Now catching that 9 of Di Filate.
You know what sounds good right now? 12 cars crash.
I don't know. I don't know if that would happen. But we'll see.
We just need Chick Hicks out.
White Youngblood will go a lap down now. Aiden Donahue, we've seen him do this before. He's started the lap inside of the top 10. Pace differentials have been insane tonight on the longer run in Rockingham. Between the top 5 and everyone further back. It's actually, I think, a pass for a position, if I'm not mistaken, side by side for 11th, Urban and Vermont.
How far are they up the road from me? Like 10 seconds?
Who, the Vermont and Urban?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably about that. Yeah, probably about 10, 15
yeah,
seconds.
I am not. I'm pushing like a dump truck.
26 laps to go from Rockingham. Of course, this has kind of been a story of 2 races. Early in the race, of course, 6 caution flags in the first half. Ever since the halfway break, we've been green all since. Now, Aiden Donahue nearly about a 5-second lead from Rockingham. We know he loves this racetrack and really putting on an absolute clinic here tonight. This race is nowhere near over. You can see a caution flag upset some things. You never know what can happen. As Sargent Koch here slow on the inside lane. He'll get lapped. Look at this mess. Chandler and Cherry are trying to get involved in. You got Greg Holes up the racetrack. Zane Rahman there as well. Youngblood, Erdman, others. My goodness, it's an absolute dogfight back here. Rahman in the way of Chandler now. He's up the racetrack slightly. You got Cherry, the back bumper of that 88. Chandler goes to the outside of Rahman, who's going to move out of the way. Now Richard Cherry is there. Got DeFilate up there as well. You got Erdman nearly door slamming the 65 of Wyatt Youngblood. He's 2 is inside. That is for position. Currently for 10th. And then there's the second and third place cars. Cherry trying to get to the inside. Erdman on the bottom. Look at this mess these second and third place drivers get involved in. Chandler will clear Youngblood. Now you got Cherry to the inside. He'll clear him as well. They're 3 wide down the front straightaway with Cole Wilson, CJ Erdman, and Greg Holes. Wilson trying to lap Wyatt Youngblood. He's kind of been way off the pace. There's Halloran as well, trying to get through this absolute chaos, to say the least. And Aiden Donahue is going to lap. Aiden Donahue actually losing about a bunch of time all of a sudden. I think he may have had an issue. Lost about a second. 3 wide again. Halloran trying to lap these 2. My God.
I was just about to brag on Donahue before you said that. I'd say he's about to lap the whole field.
I think he may be able to lap up to 7th, possibly 6th. This thing runs green. We have 20 laps to go here in Rockingham.
Yeah, he'll get to 6. 6 is up 3 seconds in front of him.
Cherry, all of the back bumper of that 88 of Chandler. We saw Youngblood on the wall. He has been falling off the pace rapidly as of late. Cherry a run down this front straightaway. He's to the bumper of Cameron Chandler. Long run, tires are wearing out. It's a hot racetrack as well, and these cars are just naturally loose on these shorter ovals. Cherry trying to find some clean air on his nose, but Chandler gets a good run off corner exit, and it has about a car length lead over Richard Cherry. 18 laps remaining. Battle for second place. Cherry back to the outside, trying to get some momentum. Down in the back stretch he goes on Cameron Chandler. Ooh, Chandler nearly in the wall. Cherry has been pounding on his rear bumper. They've actually kind of caught Donahue a bit. Cherry to the outside there, trying to get there. He'll move to the inside. Chandler trying to fight him, but he's beginning to fall off on this longer run. Door to door, down the front straightaway for second place as Chandler will re-clear him off corner exit. Donahue, I don't know.
Somebody's crashing down the back.
Oh, that was Youngblood. He's back underway. Just got loose. Johnson in the wall. There's Donahue trying to lap him. Hogan goes 1 lap down. So does Joseph Lewis. Now you got Diffie back there as well. Might as well go a lap down. Youngblood is pitting. 15 to go.
Holy, yeah, this got rain on the wall.
Oh, is there Landon Johnson slow down the back straightaway? Others take avoiding action. Johnson going to have to try to get out of the way. There is second and third coming along. Chandler and Cherry. Ooh! Nearly making contact with the 88 machine is the 89 of Johnson. Chandler has been absolutely fighting.
Trying.
And here he is, Cherry to the inside of Cameron Chandler. Battle for second place yet again in Rockingham. He is there. They're side by side. Can Cherry keep it to the inside? Down to the front straightaway yet again. No, he cannot. The 88 of Chandler is clear yet again on Richard Cherry.
Cole Wilson's touching that out already.
Yeah, Cole Wilson may be in this battle. These two have been fighting. Cole Wilson may be saving his tires a bit. Could be in position for maybe a second or third place.
So's the 3 car.
Donahue has been a bit slower these last few laps. Look at this mess that second, third, and fourth are going to be involved in now, these lap cars. Rojan Koch to the inside. Ooh, he's going to get lapped. There is the 29 of Richard Cherry. There's that 28 of Joseph Lewis as well. Hogan involved once again. Ooh, in the wall, that 28 of Joseph Lewis. We're going to be the inside of Hogan. Cherry is going to be following in line once again with Chandler. Rojan Koch nearly into the fence. He's got the 22 of Wilson to his door. 11 laps remaining in Rockingham. Battle is still on for second place, but Aiden Donahue has about a 4.5 second lead. Coming to 10 laps to go. Good couple of corners there for the 88 of Chandler. He is clear by about a few car lengths over Cherry. Cole Wilson now stuck in this lap traffic. He was catching second and third, but now this lap traffic has really hindered his performance. And here we go to the inside. Cherry once again on Chandler. He is there, side by side down the front straightaway. Back into 1 and 2, he gets tight. He'll be up the racetrack and have to receive yet again. Aiden Donahue has now lapped inside of the top 6. As the 12 of Diffie goes 1 lap down. Take a real quick peek on Aiden Donahue. There he is in the 82. He started outside of the top 15 tonight. Didn't actually post a qualifying lap. Then he drove his way up through the field, got help with those caution flags. And he is your current race leader with 8 to go. Coming to 7 to go this time by. Looking for his 12th career Xfinity Series victory. The most all time. For your Season 2 Xfinity Series champion. Chandler now beginning the gap. Richard Cherry by nearly half a second as they head down the front straightaway. Cherry maybe no more left in the tank, but still overall a good day running third. It started on pole position, should be a bit of a extend to his points lead as well. Good points days for drivers like Joseph Lewis, CJ Ehrman, Rojan Koch inside the top 10 as well. Great points day for him. He needed one of these runs. This should be a bit of a shake-up in the points with drivers like Maddox Beard finishing probably 20th tonight. 5 laps to go for Aiden Donahue. Oh, look at this battle. Halloran to the inside of Cole Wilson. He has recaught the 22, and they're battling for 4th.
Yeah, Wilson said his right front's burnt off.
I mean, yeah, we've been under green ever since this race went back green for the stage break. White Youngblood on fresh tires, actually trying to unlap himself here from these two. Halloran's got to run. He's going to look to the inside of Cole Wilson. Oh! And they nearly wreck through 1 and 2. Halloran door slams that 65 of Youngblood. Youngblood going to get around him. That, of course, is a lap car. Oh, we got a car on the wall. That's Greg Holes. He keeps it going. Aiden Donahue just doesn't want to see any of these cars get turned around. Ready to go. Got to bring it around to the white flag in 2 laps time. Youngblood trying to lap himself here on Cole Wilson. Around the outside he goes on those fresh tires. Easily will do that. Get back here. There is the 77 of Pfeiffer. There is the 82 of Donahue with 2 laps remaining for him. Currently now running in second. You can see Cameron Chandler, Richard Cherry still a little bit further back. And then currently running third and 4th, Wilson, Halloran, or fourth and fifth, I should say. Poe Wilson and Andrew Halloran. As white flag in the air one more time around for Aiden Donahue. What a performance it was here in the second half. He is going to lead every single lap as he heads down the back straightaway for the final time. He will extend his all-time wins lead, I should say, for the Xfinity Series to 12. Off turn 4 he goes. He'll win the first trip for the Xfinity Series at Rockingham. Aiden Donahue gets the job done at the Rock. And he'll do his signature slide through 1 and 2. His first Xfinity win of season number 4. He is now 1 in 3 Xfinity Series seasons. It's career win number 12. Second will be Chandler. Third, Cherry. Fourth, Wilson. Fifth, Halloran. And that is the rest of the cars on the lead lap. And here is your winner, Aiden Donahue. A long run to finish the race. Donahue will get the job done tonight. It's also the first ever win for Showtime Motorsports in the Xfinity Series as well. They do already have 2 Cup Series victories ready this season. They add an Xfinity Series trophy to their name. Aiden Donahue wins at Rockingham. One of the select Xfinity Series starts tonight. He will get the job done, probably bring this thing to victory lane as well. He wins the first Xfinity race from Rockingham. What a day it was. First half caution-filled, second half long green flag runs was the name. And it's Aiden Donahue ending up in victory lane tonight. As we'll interview your top finishers coming up, your race winner Donahue as well, as he gets his 12th career Xfinity Series victory tonight. From the Rock, and that'll do it. Post-race interviews are coming up. I don't know what Cameron Chandler's doing. All right, anyways, as we prepare for post-race interviews, we welcome you live to the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series Season number 4 Rockingham post-race show. Here from Rockingham, North Carolina. What a night from Rockingham Speedway. It's Aiden Donahue ending up in victory lane for the first time at Rockingham. And we got post-race interviews coming up. First of all, your winner, Aiden Donahue. Aiden Donahue, an absolutely dominant second half for you guys here at Rockingham. It's your 12th career Xfinity Series victory, your first of the season, of course, I believe in your first start of the season as well. You have now won in 3 straight Xfinity Series seasons. What a night it was for you guys. What was it like having to work your way around that lap traffic and then eventually just controlling the race to the end?
Hey man, first off, this track is the best racetrack for the Xfinity car, hands down. I don't care what anybody says. You rip the bottom good enough, lap traffic doesn't matter. You can literally just run your line. You let them slide up, you go right on by them. It is. I love this racetrack so much. Like honestly, it's in competition for Dover as my favorite racetrack. But lap traffic was fine. You had room. If you needed to pass, you can. But you know, nonetheless, it just a great race. Like I said, I love this racetrack, and yeah, this part-time stuff's kind of fun. You can just join and do a race you want to do, like I wanted to do this one, and yeah, you just go out there and dominate and win, I guess.
Yeah, so of course, an insane, great win for you guys. Dominant, you led the most laps as well. Just drove through the field. What was it like absolutely driving through the fields and then, of course, just taking the lead away from Cameron Chandler, being, of course, the fastest driver on the racetrack?
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but in 3 and 4, like the whole field slid up like a lane and a half, and I was like the only one that kept my left front on close to the yellow line. It's actually helpful to do that because you can get. It's not like you get on the throttle earlier. You get on the throttle harder, and you can just drive straight off, and you don't turn as much. But that was fun. Driving through the field was so much fun. You just pick them off one at a time. Sometimes I wish that the cautions came a little odd for us. Like I kind of wish it stayed long, so that way I could just kind of throw the fishing pole, hook them, reel them in, then pass them like I was doing. But I love passing people like that. But nonetheless, it was hard to pass some people. But yeah, you just keep your line. You keep driving your line. Let everyone slide up. You just go right underneath them like they're standing still.
All right, Aiden. Well, big congrats on your first Xfinity win of the season, of course. Your 12th career victory as well. Have fun celebrating this one. A well-earned, dominant victory for you guys, and we'll see you in the next. When is your next race?
August, Watkins Glen. I'm gonna beat Matt. I'm gonna beat Matthew White. I mark my words. It's gonna happen. Revenge from last season.
All right. Well, we'll see you in the Season 3 Part 2 race from Watkins Glen in a month's time.
Yes, sir. See ya.
Of course, Aiden Donahue, your race winner. Coming up next, Cameron Chandler finishes second. Cameron Chandler, you guys led the first 40 or so laps with that whole caution fest going on. You're filling in for Brody Webster and your Chandler Wilson Racing Machine. Ultimately will end up second place. Just, you needed more pace there to have it run down Donnie. You had a great battle with Cherry there for about maybe 40 or so laps. Just take me through some of the struggles and some of the good things that happened tonight in Rockingham for you guys.
So let me tell you what. So Brody Webster, whenever he decides he shows up and drives this car, he's always in the back. And, we thought, oh, maybe Brody Webster has a skill issue. Absolutely not. This car was a plow box. The crew chief set it up for qualifying. And, it flew in qualifying in hot lap speed. I think we set the fastest lap. But let me tell you, once you get 30 laps into a run, it just plows. He made the brake bias adjustment, put it about 20 clicks up what it normally is, and it was garbage. Absolutely nothing we could do there. And then we got to the back on that stage restart, the last caution, because of course they stopped wrecking once we needed yellows. And cause we had to fix damage because Cole J. Wilson, he put the blinders on and drove through us in one of the corners and gave us a bunch of damage. But unfortunately, we ran him into the wall and got our payback on Cole Wilson and ended up finishing second today.
All right, so of course it's P2 tonight. What do you guys think you can do tomorrow night in the All-Star race to try to win a very real $1 million?
Yeah, I tell you what. So we heard earlier today that there was a horrific accident between the two Highline haulers and the M&F Racing hauler of whatever his name is, Cole Clausen and I think McMillan. And our beautiful hauler drivers, Tommy Dean and Jamal Christ, they were right behind it. They saw the wreckage and maneuvered their way around, but had a slight little incident, and it's currently getting repaired. And we're questionable to make the race. But yeah, I tell you what, this track is drove terrible all week except for ARCA, and Cup is gonna be awful.
All right, well. We'll see you coming up next or tomorrow night in the All-Star race.
Yeah, and also, Cole J. Wilson, open your eyes when you were on track. You were an absolute weapon.
Wow, okay. Coming up next going to be third place finisher Richard Cherry. Richard Cherry, it's been a great Xfinity season for you guys so far. Of course, 2 wins, second pole in a row tonight. It's a third-place finish. Overall, great points day for you guys. You should be able to slightly extend your points lead as well. Just take me through your thoughts on this one, finishing P3.
First of all, let me go in nerd mode. It's not my second pole in a row. My third from row start, if anything. And second, I pulled up the Miami-Dade County Public Schools calendar, 2025-2026. The school year supposedly starts on August 14th, but I don't know if he sent me to school today. So great day. We got an ass whooping by Aiden, so cannot do anything but laugh. So yeah, really cool to see also Cameron and these the Cup regulars. Well, I think it's not a Cup regular anymore, but like the Cup drivers, the good drivers on this field. I mean, if you get beat by them, you just don't feel as bad.
So of course, like we've said, it's been a fantastic Xfinity year for you guys. Do you guys think you're going to be able to hold on to this points lead? You still got drivers like Justin Rutt, Alexander Ortega, Cole Wilson up there battling with it to try to win this regular season championship.
I mean, if I don't think Justin Roth can get the points lead, unfortunately. Oh yeah, he can for sure. My apologies, because he has the best racecraft out of the regular, so he can maybe do something. Call Wilson too, especially for Watkins Glen. And in my case, if we keep it like consistent like this, I think we can hold on to it. But the problem is the playoffs.
All right, Richard. Well, nice job, of course, coming home third place here tonight from Rockingham, and we'll see you next week in Charlotte.
I thank you.
Coming up next is going to be Cole Wilson. Cole Wilson, hard-fought fourth place finish tonight in Rockingham. It's kind of where you guys ran all day long. You almost caught Chandler and Cherry, but then you got caught up with some lap traffic, and then had an insane battle with Haller in there. So just take me through on that long run under green, and just ultimately you guys finishing fourth.
Yeah, I feel like we had a pretty good pace. Definitely second, third, fourth range. Aiden was just really untouchable that race, like he always is. He's so good. So much respect for him. But yeah. We're saving my tires pretty well. After the stage break restart, Cameron Chandler, man, let me tell you about Cameron Chandler. He just wrecked me out of turn 4. He gave me wheel damage, and I had to fight with that the rest of the race. And after the check flag, I wrecked him, and I got out and I put a right hook right to his face. So Cameron Chandler, he's been taught a lesson. CWR still stays together. But yeah, we just ran in fourth then.
All right, so of course it's top 5 finish anyways here from Rockingham Speedway. You guys entered this race third in the points. You should be up the second after Ortega didn't score anything tonight. So you're going to be close there for the regular season championship battle. Do you guys think you're going to be in it towards the end of the season to try to battle with Cherry, Ortega, Rott, and some others as well?
Yeah, definitely. I was definitely hoping Cameron could hold Cherry a little, hold him up a little bit more, so I could have maybe had a shot, because obviously Cherry outscoring me today, and also he didn't have any. He got pole and he had a 0x, so that's another 2 points that he got on me, along with finishing better than me in the race. So he will grow his lead a little bit. Just gonna have to hope for some clean runs and some better finishers than Richard coming in the future.
All right, well, Cole, well, nice job still coming home, fourth place, top 5 finish in Rockingham, and we'll see you next week from Charlotte.
Thank you.
Coming up next, going to be Andrew Halloran in his Xfinity return. He comes home P5. Andrew Halloran, it's P5, a top 5 finish in your first Xfinity race in 10 months. So, wow, what a great day for you guys. You didn't really make too many friends, though, especially with Bryce Benson. Just take me through what happened with that incident, the 9 car getting turned around early in the race, and then overall, your pace throughout the middle and then longer runs towards the end there.
Just hard racing. I raced. You saw it, didn't you? That's it.
All right. So, anyways, what other Xfinity Series races will we see coming up for the rest of the season? So, of course, we got Charlotte coming up next, Iowa after that. What races do we think we'll see you in this 3-car for Chandler Wilson Racing?
I believe we're gonna do a little switch off, so I'm gonna run a different number, because I know Cameron likes to come run it. So we're still working that out. But there's a couple races I'm gonna do, and a couple races he's gonna do. I think I'm doing Iowa or something after Charlotte, because I think he said he wanted it for Charlotte. So we're just gonna do kind of a trade-off type of thing. So you'll see when we get all that settled. And thank you to him and Wilson for letting me run it. So it was fun racing with Wilson at the end. I know he had some problems with the lapped cars, and other than that, it was a pretty good night. I'm glad I was able to get fifth and get a top 5 to end off my week. So appreciate you for letting me come back here, and I'll be happy to come back for some more of them.
All right, Andrew. Well, nice job coming on P5 in your first Xfinity Series race back, and we'll see you coming up in 2 weeks from Iowa. Few more to go here. Post-race show from Rockingham Speedway. Next up going to be Michael Gregory comes home 8th. Michael Gregory, a big fight for you guys tonight. You had an early race issue where you hit the wall. You're running about 20th after that. You fought your way up through the fields, past cars in that long green flag run, took advantage of some issues other drivers had, and you ultimately will finish with a top 10 PH. So just take me through what was it like on that long green flag run, passing a ton of drivers and finishing 8th.
Yeah, man. It was a hell of a battle for sure. All uphill. Like you said, I got into the wall early and ended up with like 4 minutes of damage. So I had to fight that for the whole first half of that race until the stage break. And then like you said, I ended up trapped a lap down at the stage and just had a long fight wheeling the car around, saving the tires. But yeah, I really don't know how I'd managed to get up to 8th. A lot of good fortune came our way with the other guys' bad luck, but it was a really fun run, and really happy to get a P8.
All right, so of course, top 10 finish here from Rockingham tonight. You guys, I can check real quick. You guys entered this race 8 points above the playoff cut line. This may be a bit of a points gain for you guys. So we had the Charlotte next week. What are your thoughts there on a 1.5 mile racetrack to try to get more into a more comfortable spot in the playoffs?
Yeah, it's an up in the air thing for me right now with my schedule. I'm hoping to get back in time to be able to put the car on track and hopefully get a top 10 there. I feel comfortable there. I'm able to save the tires well. I think if we get a long run in that race, we find ourselves top 5, and I ultimately think we have a pace for the win there.
All right, Michael, well, nice job coming home still top 10 after early race issues here at Rockingham, and we'll see you next week from Charlotte.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, next up, got a few more to go. It will be Zayn Rahman. He comes home P12. Zayn Rahman, it's P12 here at Rockingham, so not a bad race overall for you guys. We saw you guys earlier in the race, I think, running pretty decently as well. Just take me through some of the ups and downs tonight in Rockingham.
Yeah, I mean, the strategy was for me for out here at Rockingham was just to stay in the back. I mean, you saw how many cautions we had in the beginning of that race. But yeah, we finished decently in 12th, so I'm glad my cruise control elements of justice 6 Ford managed to survive all that.
So, of course, top 12 finish here tonight. You guys entered this race about 30 points out in the playoffs. It's going to probably take a lot for you guys to do that, but it's always, anything's possible. You gain just about 30 points by winning the stage in the race. We got Charlotte up next week. What are your feelings going to another 1.5 mile track next week in Charlotte?
I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, anything can happen at Charlotte. I mean, you saw what happened at Rockingham, so never know if you can have like an entire wreck fest like today.
All right, Zane, well, nice job still coming home with a top 15 finish at Rockingham, and we'll see you next week from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yep, thanks.
Final interview of, actually, 2 more to go now. Max Stiffy will be up next. He finishes 6th. Max Stiffy, P6, strong run for you guys tonight. I know the top 5 are gone towards the end of that race, but still, it's a top 10 in Rockingham tonight. So just take me through some of the ups and downs of your day.
It was pretty good. We just, at the first, we gained some spots from that first crash and just got up there on restarts. And then I got walled by somebody and then accidentally walled CJ Erdman. It's all good. And then the 65 just absolutely kills me and then makes me hop over his tire. So that kind of killed our day. And then he had wrecked to try to get a yellow and got me in it. I don't know if y'all caught that or not, but that's about it.
All right, so of course we head to Charlotte Motor Speedway next week. That's a 1.5 mile racetrack. You guys have had pretty good runs so far this season, have had pretty good speed out of your 12 machine. So you're part-time this year, but what do we expect from you guys from Charlotte if you're actually going to be racing that?
I will be racing for the rest of the season. We expect the top 10 because I'm pretty sure I got a waiver to try to make the playoffs, even though I joined late. We're just consistent finishes is the main goal. We don't know if I'm gonna make the playoffs, but never hurts to try. But just mainly consistent top 10s, top 5s. That's about it.
All right, Maxwell, nice job coming home. Still 6th place here from Rockingham Speedway, and we'll see you next week in Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm really pumped for Watkins Glen in a couple weeks. Feel like we can get a good top 5, top 3 there. So.
All right, well, see you.
That's about it.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you. See you.
Final interview of the night will be Ronan Suarez, who unfortunately had that late race issue. Ronan Suarez, man, a huge unfortunate night for you guys after running so well, nearly inside of the top 5, almost battling up there with those leaders inside of the top 3. Unfortunately, it looks like you just had a slight mistake, put you head on into the wall, and it'll be a DNF after such a great night in Rockingham. What happened to take you guys out of this one tonight?
Yeah, it was. I just let my feelings get the better of me, and the three car was I would say he was driving like an absolute ass, man. He goes up to my rear bumper, almost like hits me on my left rear, and then that almost sent me into the outside wall like 2 laps beforehand. And then the same lap as that, he pushes me up the track, almost walling me. So I was like, you know what, I had enough of you. I'm gonna try to like send it in, get you roughed up a little. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that, and that's what really basically costed me my mistake. I pushed way too hard, and then coming to lap 76, I just barely hit that outside wall, and that outside wall is very unforgiving because it hit you. If you hit it in your right rear quarter panel, it like basically rotates you back into with your front bumper facing the outside wall, and then once you hit that, you're just along for the ride. You bounce back into the inside wall, and your day is done. So it's unfortunate to see our Source Creations Camaro in such a bad position like that, but we showed the speed, and hopefully Charlotte's a different story.
All right, well, still nice job on the run tonight. Unfortunate for you guys, but like you said, you showed good speed tonight, and we will see you, of course, next week at the 1.5 mile at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yep. Thank you.
And that will do it tonight for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series from Rockingham Speedway. What a day it was from the Rock. We hope you enjoyed. We'll be live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for one of the most fun nights, I would say, in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. Overall fun, not serious or anything. It's the All-Star Race. We'll be live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the open race. 3 drivers will advance. 1 driver will advance from the fan vote. And a couple minutes later, we will go green for the main event and decide an all-star for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series in season number 4. So that's coming up tomorrow night starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And that'll do it for the Xfinity Series tonight from Rockingham. We hope you enjoyed. On behalf of all officials, team owners, commentators, drivers, everybody involved in making this league what it is, we hope you enjoyed the Xfinity Series action back, or actually here for the first time in Rockingham. We'll see you tomorrow night for the Cup Series season number 4 All-Star Race. Good night from the Rock.